Nation, it's happening. We're doing another Instagram Live. Appreciate you. Hopefully having a great start to your Tuesday. Tuesday's my YouTube day, so I am filming content. I am researching my channels. I like to spend the morning on Tuesdays doing the data, the analytics, the thinking work, and in the afternoon on my channel doing the creative and the filming part. So that's what most of my Tuesdays like, but I want to bring in a special guest today and help answer us. We've been trying to get Mark on for the past couple times. This is his first Instagram Live, so we're going to bring him on. Hopefully everything works out and bring some value to him and to you guys as well on this Tuesday morning. So waiting for Mark. I invited you. It says waiting. Believe. Welcome.
Hey,
and there
how
he
you
is.
doing?
Great. It's happening.
Hey,
we made it happen.
Well, I'm so sorry, Evan. I didn't realize that you couldn't join Instagram from the laptop. Both other times I'm sitting there on the laptop waiting for your little circle to pop up and nothing happened. So I apologize.
No worries. No worries. At the beginning of everything is always messy and figuring stuff out. So you're here. We made it happen. I love all the books behind you. Welcome to your first Instagram Live.
Somewhere. There's a good one right there somewhere. Right next to Anthony Robbins, there's one by you. My one word.
This is like I Spy with my little eye, right? I Spy with my little eye up there. Cool. So what do you got? How can I help?
Well, I've had created a lot of movements over the years. I started my first computer mail order company in 1979. Grew that baby to be about $80 million a year. And I've been blessed with a lot of successes over the years. I'm old. You wouldn't know that. This is hair dye and plastic surgery. But all kidding aside, the technology is advancing at such a rapid pace. I have a website. The business is growing, although we've had a recent downturn with, as a result of the COVID-19. But I really need to learn more about the other medias that are out there. I have a pretty powerful LinkedIn channel with over 5,000 people following me personally, in the company about 3,000. But I launched a YouTube channel shortly after I saw one of your videos, but really haven't done much with that. A lot of it just comes down to time and where should I focus my energy to grow a really good B2B audience. Our product is so right for the moment in time, not to take advantage of something terrible going on in the world, but all my successes have happened after a financial failure of the economy. And when this happens, there's a lot of opportunity that's created. So I really want to get our platform out there. We have a platform that basically helps companies grow their business. So many companies don't put together a strategic plan. Right now is the ideal time to put together a strategic plan. So I want to grow this movement fast and bring strategic business planning to the world. So
I love it. I love the passion. I love the energy. Are you targeting, so when you say B2B, is it companies or is it entrepreneurs?
More small to medium companies. I'd say companies, our average number of seats when we sign up somebody is 21 seats. So I really target customers in that where they have at least 5 senior people and they're trying to grow that company. So 5, 10, 15 seats are like the ideal target area for us. Not that we don't have companies that have 100 or 200 employees, but our sweet spot is really that 10 to 20 because we can bring structure. So many business leaders get all wrapped up in the day-to-day build. They're in the business, but they don't step away and work on the business. As I joined, you were saying, oh, I do this on this day. I do this on this day. Mm-hmm. And you step away and you do planning. And then you get into the business. And then you step away and you do planning. I know that much about you just from watching you over the last several years. Way too many business people just get all wrapped up and they don't step away and do a plan. And now more than ever, we need to have a plan. So the target customer is really somebody that either has a plan, and if you have a plan, rip it in half, because the world has changed. You have to pivot a little bit right now. I don't care what business you're in. And if you don't have a plan, that's a plan to fail, right? No plan, plan to fail. And if you have a plan that was done by an outside consultant, you can certainly get on the phone with them and modify it. But it's so important to spend this time now while we're all locked in our houses and homes to put together a plan so you can leverage your way out of this mess.
And are you selling software, a product, consulting?
It's software as a service, and we're giving it away free for the next 90 days. I want to give it to the world right now. I'm successful. I live here on beautiful Martha's Vineyard. You know, I just want to give it away free right now to the world. Yes, and in the long run, there's a business opportunity there for me too. Yeah. And I won't say that there isn't, but right now, I just want to get people taking this time to do a strategic plan. So you can go onto our site today, resultsbi.com, and log on for your free access. We don't even ask you for a credit card. For the next 90 days, I had the developers turn off the credit card component. So we're not even asking people for a credit card right now.
The software, the process is based off of your methodology?
Our methodology, my methodology that I started way back in 79, 1980, but it very much mirrors a lot of other methodologies. If you probably have heard of Vern Harnish. He wrote Rockefeller Habits. He wrote a book called Scaling Up. Another author, Gino Wickman, who uses the same colors as you use. He wrote a book called Traction. You know, based on that basic philosophy of just putting together, stepping you through all the steps you need to understand who your target market customer is, what your core values are, what your dream is, what author Jim Collins called your big, hairy, audacious goal. I always like to start out with that, because if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get there.
And who picked it? Like, you picked it? You said, I like this from Jim and I like this from this person, and then smushed it into software? Is that you? Primarily
me. Yes. I came into this company. It was a consulting company that had a piece of software. The framework was rock solid, but I've morphed it over the last 3 years since I became CEO and made it a little bit more of me and the business experiences that I've had over the last 30 or 40 years. 40 years now. It's my 5th decade in business. So a little bit of a framework of what was there from the previous consulting group that ran this software, but then really morphed. And right now I'm really switching it up a lot to get people doing a swaddle analysis, not a SWOT. And that's a whole nother topic.
But here's the thing, like, that's what a swaddle analysis is a great piece of content.
Oh, it's great because, you know, we've all done SWOT that was invented in the 60s by a professor, I think, at MIT. But SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Well, let me tell you, the threat is here. What you really need to be looking at right now is trends. And unfortunately, the trend's negative. So you have to identify those diamonds in the rough and create an opportunity out of them and leverage them so that you can rebound out of this. I think you're a basketball aficionado too. So you can rebound out of this in a very explosive way. So it's so important to do a trend analysis now and try to find those opportunities that you can pivot your business a little bit, or make sure that you're ready to explode out when this all passes us.
Great.
It's a survival mode. We're in survival mode.
So you started this talking about, I need to grow my platform. I need to grow my accounts. I need people to know me, right? LinkedIn, YouTube, awesome. It starts with making content. And the 2 ways that you will likely win the most are, 1, taking the elements, because you're the expert, you're the thought leader. It's your methodology, plus, like, if you're taking something from Jim Collins, it's still your spin on it. It's still like, here's how to apply it within a planning framework, right? So you have your BHAG from Jim Collins. Awesome, great. But here's how it fits within this framework of planning and scaling your company, right? So it's always like through the eyes of you. So you have two choices for content. One is if you're better at written, then you write up the pieces. You tell me the difference between a SWOT analysis and why it doesn't work right now. Like why SWOT is dead right now is your headline, and then you tell me why, right? Or you do videos where you're creating content kind of like this.
Yeah, I do at
One
least one video a week. I do at least one video a week right now.
Okay.
So.
And how are you filming that? Is that just you
Right
talking to the
now,
camera?
it's just being filmed right now, me with a camera. I used to film it in the Martha's Vineyard Film Studio, a television studio, but that's been closed now. And so I've gone to just doing it at home. I ordered a little better setup for my iPhone with a better microphone, and that'll be here hopefully this week. So I'm trying to improve the technology I have here. I also have a guest house that I'm looking to set up as a video studio.
Great.
So,
So how often are you posting a video?
Just once a week right now, but I'm getting better at it.
Okay.
My
and how
original
long is the
major
video?
in college, way back in the 70s, was television and film production.
There you go.
So,
how long is the video?
I tried the one I did this last week was 6 minutes. I was trying to keep it down to 4. I really believe, and you might counter me on this, we all have a limited time attention span. I like to get the message out there right away. And, there's a new television channel that you get on the phone where every TV show isn't longer than 10 minutes. And I think that's the society we live in right now, that people are looking for boom, boom. So I try to get the message out there quickly, and then get them over to my website, or have some type of a call to action at the end of that video. But I also want to make sure I'm building myself as a thought leader. I just don't want to always have a call to action at the end of it. So what do you think about short versus long?
I agree with the premise of you have to hit people right away. You have to not just talk in circles and repeat yourself 1,000 times. This is actually where you can win because you have a deep well of knowledge. This isn't like your first time trying to make a video and your first time trying to help entrepreneurs and help businesses plan and structure, right? Like you have a deep well of knowledge. The advantage for someone like you is if you can hit me right away with an opinion and catch my attention, you could actually talk. You could talk for 30 minutes on a topic and never repeat yourself because you know what you're talking about, which is a difference for a lot of people that they can't do that. And so YouTube right now is favoring longer videos. Like for us, we try not to do anything that's under 10 minutes. 10 minutes is our minimum. But it's not 10 minutes of circular saying the same thing, never getting to any meat and potatoes. You just take people deeper.
Right.
So you explain something and you can explain the difference, or you can say why the SWOT analysis right now is dead and you shouldn't be using it. And you can tell me what that means in a couple of minutes. But then you can tell me a story to bring it home. Either your own story or a client story or something in the news cycle. And then you can tell me the alternative of here's what I need to be doing instead. You give me tips, right? You give me your 3 tips on what I should be doing instead. And so that's an easy 10-minute video that people will watch because it's value, right?
Right.
People will watch a 4-hour Star Wars movie, but they won't watch a 20-second commercial if it's poorly done. It's not because of attention span. It's because there's value that's being produced. And so if I'm you, what I'd be doing is paying super close attention to the first 3 sentences because your job is to stop the scroll. So when somebody's going to LinkedIn, I would prioritize LinkedIn and YouTube, Instagram. I know you set up your account basically just to do this, which is great.
Well, I'll go whatever direction you blow me right now. As far as you push me this way, I don't have the bandwidth to learn 4 different technologies. I'm leaning towards YouTube being the next thing that I get good at. So that's where I'm leaning.
YouTube and LinkedIn are your 2. LinkedIn is a little bit faster growth. YouTube is long-term sustained growth. YouTube is the only place where your content lives forever. So
Yes.
the videos that you post, right, in 3 years, 5 years, as long as it's still relevant. Now, if you're talking about Corona in 5 years, is not going to be relevant. But if you,
and that's where I somewhat disagree with you. You know, I just want to correct something. You said you inferred that I say SWOT's dead. SWOT's not dead.
okay,
What you
no,
have
that's
to
fine.
do is look at strengths, weaknesses, and then you have to take pause and look at trends. Right now, the trend is the virus. So many people don't look at the trends in the industry. You're very good at looking at the trends in the industry because I don't think 2 years ago you were on Instagram. I don't think a year ago or 2 years ago you were big yet on, maybe you were on YouTube. You were on YouTube. But what I'm saying is that, you know, we live in a world where everything's changing rapidly. And old SWOT analysis doesn't look at the most important thing, trends. You know, because you need to hop on whatever train is out there and take advantage of it and leverage it in your favor. So old-fashioned SWOT analysis skips over an important component. What are the trends out there? And
So
then identify the opportunities.
I don't care what your powerful opinion is. I trust that you have them, and all I want is for them to come out. So
Right.
whether you say SWOT is dead or you want to say something totally different, I don't care what the opinion is. I just want you to have a powerful opinion, and I know you have them. And so it's just expressing them in a way that sounds different. So you believe something about SWOT that is different than most people. If I type in SWOT into YouTube or LinkedIn, I'm going to get the standard textbook. Here's how you do a SWOT analysis. And all I want to know is from you, what is wrong with that? Or what should we be doing instead, right? So your job is to stop the scroll. So I'm not trying to say SWOT is dead. I'm just trying to pull any powerful opinion out. Your job is to stop the scroll. A lot of the people who are watching your videos have never heard of you before. Even me on my channel, 83% of my 300 million views on my channel are not subscribed to my channel. So I'm constantly hitting new people. That's good. That means you're growing. That means you're reaching a new audience and not just talking to your tiny tribe. So most people, when they first see your video, will have no idea who you are. So the first thing out has to be your powerful opinion. So I haven't seen your videos. I don't know how you start them. But most people will start a video saying, hey guys, welcome back. It's me. I'm XYZ. And no, gone. I've already tuned out. I'm already on to something else, right? Opinion, like right away. So whatever your powerful opinion is, you hit me with it at the start. And so your first 3 sentences really, really, really matter to capture my attention. And imagine I've never seen you. I have no idea who you are. This is the first time. I'm your audience. I'm a business owner with your 5 to 20 key people that you want to onboard. Awesome. But I've never seen your face. I've never heard of you before. And so what are you going to say in your first 3 sentences that make me stop doing this on my phone and say, oh, what did he say? And I want to keep watching that video, right? We for YouTube try to get 70% audience retention at 1 minute. Meaning 70% of the people who started the video are still there 1 minute later.
1 minute in.
That's an insane high bar. Like nobody hits that consistently, especially in thought leadership kind of content. So that would be my goal. It's like, what do I do in the first minute? And especially the first 3 sentences to capture somebody's attention and make them want to keep watching the video. Because once they're in for a minute, they'll watch 10 if it's valuable.
Right.
Like if you're talking truth, if you're talking about why SWOT analysis has to evolve or why I need to change my thinking around it, and you've captured me in the first minute, then I want to know what you have to say. Like, man, I've been thinking about this all wrong. I've been reading these other books about SWOT and realize this doesn't serve me right now. But what he's saying makes sense. And so now I'm like taking notes and paying attention. But if you don't hit me in the first 3 sentences in that first minute, I'm out. Even though you might have tons of amazing value later on. If it doesn't come in until the 5 minute mark, I'm out. So I don't care so much about the video length, although we do internally 10 minutes is the plus that we look for because it pops on YouTube a little bit harder. They're promoting longer videos than they used to. But I do agree with you that they have to be to the point. They have to be value laden, just not have to be super short. This is your strength. Because you have you know what you're talking about.
So talk about it. Now, how do I build that channel? Like, you know, I can start putting videos out there. I can put them out there in droves. But if nobody comes, that's sort of pointless, right? So, how do I
So
actually build that awareness of that channel, without spending boatloads of money right now?
yeah,
How do I
link.
build awareness of that channel?
So LinkedIn organic, you need to be looking at hashtags. I'd be putting 3 main hashtags that relate to what you're talking about.
Right.
So business, leadership,
I do.
success,
Yep, I
right?
do
But
that.
bigger. And have you ever ranked in any of them?
Have I ever what?
Ranked. Are you getting any views from the hashtags?
Oh yeah. Yes,
Oh,
I
great.
do.
So if
But
you're constantly getting traffic for business, for
I'm an
leadership
all-star. When I put a blog out, I get it like 1,000 views
on LinkedIn,
on LinkedIn
yeah, great.
out of
So
out of my audience, which is 5,000. So I get like 989, 800, 700, 10, 12. I get nearly 1,000 on almost every blog article I post.
great. Now I want to
So
see video. I want to see
right,
your videos go up in addition to the blogs.
and put the
Uh,
videos right out there on LinkedIn.
mhm.
Now, what about building the YouTube channel? How do I build that organically?
YouTube. So stick with LinkedIn for a second.
Okay.
LinkedIn, I want you posting the videos and writing fire captions, great text to go alongside it, and using the hashtags each time. If you can bump up the production, this becomes the cycle of how do I get great content out there consistently. So today's for me, I have one day a week that I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm gonna make another 10 videos, 12 videos today for my channel that I just batch all together on one day. Because for you to set up the phone or drive to the studio and
I got it. Just like
right?
they film 5 episodes of Jeopardy in one day.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
I got
the
it.
time to make one is almost the same as like it doesn't compute to make 5, right? You can it
Yeah,
may
you're
take
right.
you an hour to do one and then an hour to do 4 more. So just squish them together and say, this is part of my strategy now. I'm a content producer. I'm a media company. And so I need to make consistent content and plan it into your calendar. Um, Now, whether that's you on camera, whether that's you writing, whether that's people on your team taking transcripts, coaching, I think you'd get a really fun vibe out of and also get a lot of value. Like if you take people in your LinkedIn community and say, hey, I want to coach you for 15 minutes for free. And who wants free coaching with me? And then you film it. Like the concept
Right.
is like this. What's what we're doing right now. This is coaching for free, but it's public, right? You do this, and through a Zoom is usually the easiest. You bring people in, and all you have to do is show up. You don't have to think about anything because you're the expert already. So
Okay.
somebody comes who's your target market. They've got 10 key people, and they have problems with their planning, and you're going to spend 15, 20 minutes with them helping them.
Right.
It'll feel great for you. You'll get to see
And I do that now. I do 2 webinars every week. I do a strategy workshop that I'm right now giving away for free for people that sign up to our platform. So I do a fair amount of coaching during the week, and I reserve Saturdays for my videos. I reserve Fridays for writing my book, and so I am blocking out time. Um, I
but I
guess
need to see
how
that content.
frequently should I be? How frequently I've been nervous, not nervous, but had some concerns about oversaturating my LinkedIn. And I know you only go for 25 minutes, so I want to quickly jump over to YouTube. But how saturated should I do that LinkedIn channel? Should I put one out every day? Every other day? Every day?
Or more if you can. You're not that important.
Okay. Okay.
Like, think about everybody going to LinkedIn or everybody going to YouTube or everybody going to Instagram or pick your social platform. How many people they're following? That you are like a tiny little percentage of the people that they're following, right? Nobody's that important.
Okay, now what real quickly, because I know you stack these up 25 minutes with a 5-minute break so you can hit the bio room there. So
Yeah.
what do I do on YouTube? Should I just sign up for your YouTube training?
You can. There's a lot of value in that. YouTube, I'm thinking 10-minute plus videos. I'm thinking thought leadership content for sure. whatever you can pull from the webinar, like if you're doing webinars with people,
They're all
you
posted.
download?
I post them in their entirety up on the YouTube channel, the webinars.
Great. So I'm looking at, how do I go at least 3 times a week on YouTube? The webinars, if you don't have any editing capabilities, then just post it as it is, and pay attention to how you title the video and what's on the thumbnail. That's going to be important. Like what you call it to get people to click is going to be really important.
I've got the titles down good, and I have a nice graphic with a sound at the end of every video. Somebody told me
I don't care about the end.
Somebody told me I had to put a sound at the end of every video.
The end is not as important as the beginning, right?
I have a sound
even
in
before
the beginning too.
Like the thumbnail itself, to get people, you need to get people to click. That's the problem. Right? People aren't clicking. So you need a killer thumbnail that people want to click on, and a title that makes me want to click. Then you're delivering the value in the first few sentences. The challenge of the webinar is usually the beginning of webinar usually sucks. It's welcoming people, it's saying hi, it's, hey, we're getting going. You're waiting for people to join. It's pretty dead air. Like you would never lead, if you're from TV, you'd never leave a TV show with how most webinars start.
Right.
And so if you have editing capabilities, you cut the boring stuff out and you start right on the value. If you don't, then you post it as it is, or you also just try to pay attention to, I would imagine your webinars as, think of like an old school David Letterman monologue. So when you press record on your webinar, you're ready to go on a 3-minute, 5-minute speech. And then you welcome people, and then you say whatever, and you continue webinar. But you're trying to, from the first second, even though nobody's watching the webinar yet because you just went live,
right?
You're thinking, this is going to be a YouTube video, and I need to hit people in the first second of them, clicking play and watching.
Right.
So people are going to join your webinar as you're going through your monologue that's on a certain topic, and then you're going to welcome people and do everything else.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I would aim, if you can get to 1 a week as a minimum. I look at 3 a week as a close to ideal. I'd love for you to go daily. It's a hard bar for a lot of people when they're getting started on the channel to
I
do
can
daily.
pull off 3 a week, and I can certainly ramp up to five YouTube videos a week. Hey, I'm very cognizant of the time. I had hoped to meet you in Boston this weekend, but that's not going to happen.
I know. We'll make it. I get to Boston every now and then. So once everything opens up again, we'll figure something out.
And you have to come over here to Martha's Vineyard. We have a beautiful alpaca farm.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
59 alpacas.
That's crazy.
6 goats and 4 mini donkeys. So when you're in Boston next, plan on coming over here for a day.
Okay? I love it. Invitation accepted.
So good to meet you in person.
Appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Keep up the good work. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Cheers.